My story of depression and hopefully survival. This episode is probably going to be mostly outtakes. What do I record? Hi. So, I already recorded my video, but I was very dissatisfied. I found myself thinking most of this week, why would anyone want to hear a weekly blog about my midlife crisis? I don't know. Like, okay, what happened this week? My car came back from the shop. Yay. And I put off doing this video. That's what happened this week. Overall, it's a pretty mundane life. The part that's different or the part that's problematic is maybe talking about the more real aspect of my week. Basically, how did I survive from that week to this week? Lots of peanuts, being chocolate, gummies, all sorts of super healthy stuff. There are many days in my week, not just this week, but in the last year and a half plus, where peanuts have been my main thing that I'll eat. Oh, also caramels with sea salt. You can buy them on Amazon. Because of course, those two things, peanuts and caramel, okay, little secret there. All right, this episode will have a lot of outtakes because I have been really trying to think, like, why is anyone gonna care? And then I was watching YouTube about basically how to make people care about your channel. My takeaway was, it's like an anecdote of how everything happens and then why. My midlife crisis thing that I'm going through with being the same age as my mom and death feeling very present while I'm not currently afraid of death and kind of anticipate it with a level of eagerness. This is about my story in depression and hopefully my, I don't know if I'd say recovery, but tomorrow's always a new day. New doesn't always mean better, but it is a different day. And life will go on in a slightly different manner. And hopefully the way that it changes is enough that it makes it easier and easier to stick around. And so every week I have lived through 7 days where I've waited. Because maybe tomorrow will be sufficiently different that life is a little bit easier. And oftentimes that's the case where, okay, today wasn't terrible. Today was okay. But there's many days where you kind of, things get worse and then they get better and then they get worse and then they get better and then they get way worse and then they get kind of better and then, you know, it ebbs and flows. And it's a really big setback when you have a rough few days after you've been doing okay, especially when okay is a lot of people's really bad day. But you know, for me, because sometimes it's just putting it off for a minute, then maybe an hour, then maybe a day, then maybe a week, and then maybe you put something off so long you just, it's not really something you think about anymore. You know, I've put it off this long. What's a little longer? So I guess this is my update. Here's to 7 more days. Ciao. Until next week. I was all done up before. I had a bra on and everything. Soft, salted, sea salt. Soft, sea, salted. Soft, sea salt caramels. No, do that again. Soft caramels with sea salt. Sea salt, caramel, soft sea. Outtakes. Lots of outtakes for this one. Holy fuck. They're caramel, they have sea salt, and they're soft caramel. That's what they are. Welcome back to episode 2 of 42.2. Lame. So I'll probably cut this out too. I joined Twitch. Almost gave up because they want the most complex fucking passwords. The fucking password! That was too weak. Too weak to be used as a Twitch password. Oh my gosh. And I streamed on Twitch for the first and only time thus far. This project, like, I wanted it to be just perfect, but I also didn't know how to make it just perfect. So I had this art project, this stuff, and there goes my light. For the life of me, I can't figure out what angle I'm supposed to sit at so that you don't see a million rings in my glasses like that. I don't know. If anyone has any pointers on that, they would be hugely welcome. Oh my goodness, this is a really hot mess video. This is my insight into my brain and my mind, and my brain and my mind is chaos. That's the insight, okay? Oh, I don't have glasses. This is a really rough, bumpy start to whatever it is I'm doing. Anyways, thank you for joining, and until next week, ciao!